Hi, people. So on the stream today, we were able to physicalize the terrain chunks using the React 3 Rapier library. And I just want to show you how we can do that. So I'm going to choose a place on the planet. Right now, we're getting about 60 FPS, but this will drop down to about half that once we get inside the atmosphere. But regardless, let's go to the wall. This planet here has an ice cap which sits 100 meters above the surface of the planet. So we can go in here and find an interesting place to throw boxes off of and see how well that works for us. So we have these beautiful vistas of some craters and things like this. And here we have our ice cap. And I can start to toss objects onto the terrain, and you can see that it's interacting with the terrain, which is really great. And they're even falling off of it, which is really cool. One of the things that is really funny, apparently, is that if you change the LOD levels, the mesh is the mesh changes, and therefore the rigid body of the mesh, the representation of the mesh, will also change. And because it's a lower resolution, often it will create different heights at different places. Which means if you fly away from, you see that? If you fly away from a space and it renders the higher level of detail, it will sort of shoot everything around. And you can see these guys are kind of floating. And then they'll drop, which is really funny. So there's still improvements to be made, but I think it's a great, fantastic addition to the library. I'll just show you briefly how this is done in the code. We go over here to the worlds. I've added this, this simple React component, which lives inside the Hello World's planet. And inside the Hello World's, or in this component, we are using the planet chunks component, which is shipped as part of the Hello World's library, which offers a chunk each time a chunk is entered into the scene. You'll be able to do something with that. That includes getting the LOD level, which is something that we added on stream to make things easier to see at what resolution you're dealing with. And so here, that LOD level is going to go from 0 being the highest resolution possible. So when you're really close up to the planet, walking on it, to maybe 15, 20, 30, depending on how huge your planet is and your resolution settings. So here we added it to about 6. 6 is going to be 256 squared, or to the power of 6, which is going to be a big number. Several thousand, it's going to be, well, I actually don't know. It's going to be some big number, and at that resolution, we'll start to load in these rigid bodies. And these rigid bodies are sort of hackily. So these rigid body components come from the React Rapier library. And basically, whenever you wrap a mesh around the rigid body component, it'll automatically generate a rigid body collider for that mesh. And here we are copying the geometry from the chunk to this little placeholder mesh for the rigid body to wrap around. Of course, we're copying stuff, and it's not like really the ideal situation. But we can probably improve this, certainly. But it seems to be, it pretends to work, it pretends to work. And after we've gotten this working, the next step is going to be basically copy and pasting this character controller so that we can walk around on the planet's surface. And from that, the world is in fact our oyster. So thanks for everyone who came to the stream today. thanks for I don't know, hanging out and being a part of this. It's really fun. So thanks a lot, and I will talk to you all next time. Okay, bye.